Hello investors, my name is Dehan and welcome back to your number one channel for all your investing needs. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing if Blink Charging Electric Service Company, also known as ticker symbol BLNK, is a buy stock right now and why it might be a perfect time to buy right now. Now, if you guys are following the hot EV trend, which I know you are, this is tied into it because this is a charging company. It's not an electric vehicle, but it's the company that produces the charging stations for those electric vehicles. Now, the electric vehicle stocks are currently booming as more vehicles are out on the road, and that is exactly why we need to look at Blink charging and why it might be needed a lot more in the future. Now, before we get into all the details, guys, if you're new to the channel and this is the type of content that you're interested in, go ahead and smash that subscribe button right there. We're only 70 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers, and make sure you turn on that bell notification so you get notified every time I make a new video. Also, tap that like button. Let's try to get 100 plus likes on this video. It helps the channel grow. And also leave a comment below, what EV stocks or what charging companies are you invested in, or what stocks are you planning on buying in the near future. Now let's get into the video. Okay guys, so the first thing that we're going to be going over in this video is going to be the price movement and the price action that's been going on in the past week and the past month or so. After that, we're going to be looking at the earnings overview of the third quarter, which happened a few weeks ago. And then we're just going to look at the overall company and what they are, what they do, and how much revenue they have, and how they are making money currently with their charging stations. So first of all, let's take a look at BLNK right here. So it was trading at $33.62 today at the close. It was up about $10.95 or about 48.3%. So this stock had a major move today, which is incredible. Now, I will, a full disclosure right here. I do own this stock in my portfolio, and my average buy price is around the about $20.50 area, which I bought last week. So, I kind of bought at the perfect time. Now, this one obviously today, it hit a high here about $32, pulled back down to about $28, and then into the close, we just continue to rip and make new all-time highs, which we hit an all-time high of about $34.67. And then if we take a look at the 5-day, this stock 5 days ago was trading at $11, $12 per share, and now it's at 33. So from 11 to 33, that's over a 200% gain. So this stock, their average volume is about 6 million shares. Today, the volume was over 78.6 million shares traded. Wow, that is incredible. There's just so much price movement going on. So many people are, on this EV hype train, and now they're coming into the charging business. And now there are 2 or 3 major companies that I'm looking at right now, and obviously Blink Charging is the first one I'm going to be talking about. I will be making videos about the rest of them, so stay tuned for that. If we take a look in the past month, obviously this company, it was trading down here for about $8, $7, $9. It didn't, have much price movement until about a week ago, and then, it just been skyrocketing right now, and it just ripping on up. So that is something beautiful for us investors to see as the trend up is continuing, and it's been happening for about a week. So we have plenty more room to grow. This company is only valued at about 1 billion market cap, so it's very new. It's brand new. It's just starting, but it has plenty of room to grow. Now let's look at the earnings that they just had in the third quarter. So Blink Charging announced third quarter and 9-month 2020 results. So right here, if we take a look real quick, a little overview before we get into the details. 9-month revenue grew 84% to about 3.8 million during the Rona economy, exceeds full year 2019 total revenue of 2.8 million. They have about 668 EV charging stations were sold, deployed, or acquired across 25 states. And then they acquired Blue LA car sharing, significantly expanding presence in California as well. So down here, selected highlights. Total revenue for the first 9 months of 2020 grew about 84% to 3.8 million during the Rona economy, exceeds full year 2019 total revenue, like we just stated. Total revenue for Q3 increased by 18% to about 0.9 million, so almost $1 million compared to Q3 2019, despite business interruption because of the Rona pandemic. Now 668 EV charging stations were sold and deployed across the 25 states. Product sales in Q3 2020 grew about 74% to about 0.6 million as compared to the prior year quarter, related primarily to increased demand for the company's commercial and residential product. The company made significant progress with its owner-operator strategy, Blink owned chargers deployed during the quarter increased 87% compared to Q3 2019. Net loss was about 3.9 million, or about 12 cents per basic and liquid share in Q3 2020, compared to a net loss of 2.6 million, or about 10 cents in the third quarter of 2019. During the Q3 2020, the company completed its acquisition of Blue LA Car Sharing, the EV car sharing contractor for the city of Los Angeles. And then from April 17, 2020 through September 30th, 2020, the company sold 3,521,971 shares of common stock for aggregate cross proceeds of 19 million. Cash was 14.9 million on September 30th, 2020. Now, some of the other big announcements announced the deployment of 14 IQ 200 charging stations in 5 locations in the city of Richmond, CA. Announced an agreement with the Elysian residential building in downtown Los Angeles for deployment of 44 level 2 EV charging stations in support of the building's all electrical parking areas. Entered into the strategic master development and production agreement with SG Blocks, a leading designer, innovator, and fabricator of container-based structures, to bring solar off-grid modular EV charging solutions to the market. It also installed 6 level 2 IQ 200 EV charging stations at the Trails Bend and Cambium apartments in Springfield, MO. So as you guys can see, the third quarter was very, very robust and very, active. They had many great things happening. They're starting to move, even with the Rona, pandemic going on right now. They were still continuing to grow, continuing to expand their charging stations, just continuing to overall, expand. Now that we've covered the earnings, I'm quickly going to show you guys my portfolio that I do own Blink Charging in my portfolio, just to be transparent. So if you guys made it this far into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash that like button like we said, and also leave a comment telling me if you guys own any EV stocks or any of the charging stations. So this one, as you can see, we have it invested about $1,500 into the stock, and we are up about $962 on the position. So we own about 73 shares of Blink at an average share price of $20.45. Currently it's trading at $33.62. So we've made already about a $13 gain on our shares. Now this is going to be the official right here, the Blink website, where you can see all types of news on here, all types of different things about them. Just read up on them and study everything. So what we're going to do is pretty much just go over some of their stuff, their presentation pretty much of the company, and just showing you guys some of the things that they do. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about right now is going to be their Blink charging stations pretty much. So nationwide locations open to all drivers. They have about 5,600 plus commercial EV charging stations in 40 states. As you can see, they're mainly in the more populated areas, so the East Coast and the West Coast, and then a little bit of the South here around the Texas area and Arizona. They have about 8,900 plus residential charging stations deployed, 15,000 plus EV charging stations throughout the U.S., and then strategic commercial, municipal, and retail partners, direct access to growing registered members base of 180,000 plus. And then we have this right here. So EVs are here to stay. Customers want a green, renewable transportation solution. So right here, U.S. electric vehicle sales and market shares from 2008 to 2025. If you take a look here, U.S. EV sales, U.S. EV percent of sales. So if you take a look here, 2012, 2017 down here, it was very, very low, about 100,000, 200,000 almost. And then if we take a look here since, 2018, 19, it's just been growing steadily. And now we're just kind of booming up here. I mean, look, 2025, their goal is about 21.8%, so about 3.5 million. Currently we're at 2020, so we're about 600,000. But, sales are up, and this is a beautiful thing for the EV market, and especially for these charging stations, because they're going to have to produce more stations in order for these vehicles to be charged up. So they're saying that the EV's rapid growth stage is now. EVs are now considered mainstream. So established OEMs have announced launches of more than 100 battery electric vehicles, BEVs, models by 2024. Car manufacturers are committed to EVs. OEMs are committed to invest more than $300 billion in EV research and development and manufacturing. Battery costs are decreasing while battery capacity and energy density are increasing. Li-ion battery costs per kilowatt approaching energy costs parity with ICE vehicles. 2010 was about $1,000, 2017 $200, and then Tesla projects $100 in 2020. Range anxiety is fading away with more EV infrastructure and longer range EVs. Tesla Roadster launched in 2020 with a range of 620 miles. That is just mind blowing. 620 miles is a lot of miles. EVs are more reliable and easier to maintain with fewer moving parts than ICE vehicles. OEMs committed to go all in. So 40 plus models currently available and more being announced each quarter. Improved EV battery technologies and scale continue to reduce EV prices and increase driving range. So these are all their partners that they have right here. So Tesla is right there, BMW, Fiat, Ford, some of the big ones, Nissan, very, very big companies. GM is on there and Toyota as well. And you guys can see some of their things that they have written right here from the, different outlets. What does Blink do? So what they do, design, manufacture, sell, and deploy Blink EV charging stations, creating destinations for EV drivers, own, operate, and maintain a nationwide network of EV charging stations under long-term agreements with property managers. Blink has deployed 23,000 units since inception, generate revenues. So through charging EV drivers to power their cars, selling EV charging hardware, and providing network connectivity and payment processing for our property partners. 180,000 plus registered Blink members, 23,000 plus EV charging stations deployed. Here's a quick history of their company, obviously. So 2019, Car Charging Group founded. They've done more and more things. So introduced new network features, expanded relationship with marquee customers and strategic EV charging station hosts. As you can see, 50,000 registered Blink members, 75,000, 100,000, 140, 150, and then 180. So the number has been increasing. In the past 5 years, it's increased by 130,000. So it's moving very, very quickly, which is a good thing for us to, see. Now, family of new generation 2 products. So these are all the, products they have. So residential, they have the level 2 HQ100 wall mount home charging unit that you can have in your home. And then we have the commercial one, so level 2 IQ200, which is the one we talked about in our earnings overview. This is going to be a wall mount rectangle pedestal or triangle pedestal commercial charging units. So as you can see, we have the triangle one, we have the rectangle one unit right there, advanced, kiosk, and smart. So portable charger, power of the IQ200 with the convenience of mobility. So this one can be, moved around. And then we have the DC fast commercial charging units, another great one right there. New generation of level 2 charging stations, Blink IQ 200 level 2 AC EV charging station family, network connected charging stations, fastest level 2 charging available up to 80 amps, several designs to suit different needs, advanced kiosk and smart, tracks energy usage in Blink handles and billing for the drivers, flexible installation, wall or pedestal mount, Blink OCPP V1.5 and 1.6J support, flexible installation on any size circuit breaker from 10 to 100 amps with 80% output and the port. Now the level 2 IQ200 features, future-proof design, fee options including time-based, kilowatt-based, or season-based, billing functionality, payment methods. We have the RFID, Apple Pay, Google Wallet, and all the major credit cards, which is amazing. That way you can pay with anything that you have. It is a convenient and user-friendly interface, displays charging station status and transaction details. The energy management, internal meter to monitor energy and demand usage, supports real-time energy usage, data evaluation. And then we have the network product and customer support. So they have all, the Wi-Fi and all that other stuff on there as well. We have the DC fast charging station, obviously. So this one is slim, compact, and stylish design, as you can see in the picture on the right. Liquid cooling and increased reliability, Blink network and OCPP integration, low maintenance, reduced installation cost, 50 kilowatt available up to 175 kilowatt in the US and up to 350 kilowatt in Europe. And then we have the level 2 HQ 100 home charging stations, which we also discussed. So this one you can have in your homes. So this is going to be the 30 amp level 2 AC charging station, charge 4 times faster than the standard EV level 1 cord. Start delay function optimizes utility charge rates, long reach 18-foot cable with a cable hanger, compatible with all electric vehicles now. They have an asterisk there where you can read at the bottom, but this is, amazing. It's compatible even with the Tesla Model S, the X, and the 3, which is amazing to see. And then obviously we have the Blink portable charger, which is the other one we discussed. So this one, portable and modular, freestanding, doesn't require installation, non-network charging station, simple plug-in and charge use, supports 240 VAC charging, compatible with all electric vehicles, Tesla adapter required, provides up to 9.6 kilowatt continuously, charges up to 0.5 to 1 mile of range per minute, depending upon the EV's capabilities. That is amazing, 1 mile of range per minute. That is super fast. So right here we have the sub clients across verticals. So every parking space is an opportunity. 77% of renters report that it is important their building is green. They have the consumers and all these other things on here. And then we have on the right, parking services. We have the commercial and residential, workplaces. These are the areas where, they would like to have them, all their charging stations as well. Food and beverage like McDonald's areas, governmental areas as well. So the Blink network, so the power of our software system, they have the Blink cloud-based platform. Real-time view of station locations, the hours, the pricing, and the availability, remote station monitoring for better customer support, and so on and so on right there. Flexible and controllable, flexible price controls at the station or user levels, local load management capabilities, etc., etc. The Blink charging revenue streams, energy sales. Blink-owned charging stations generate revenue through the sales of electricity to EV drivers, obviously. Long-term exclusive contracts keep our charging stations in place for a very long time. And then the hardware sales, direct sale of hardware to our host locations, network management services, monthly network connectivity fees for each charging station, monthly processing fees for the transactions, advertising, generating income through advertising sales, available on various platforms, including charging stations and mobile apps. And then the energy services, providing green energy services to our partner locations and EV drivers throughout third-party providers. So we have, the four different types. So right here, the partnership models. We have the Blink-owned, we have the hybrid-owned, we have the host-owned, and the Blink as a service. So this one, for all select locations, the Blink provides the installation, equipment, operation, and administration while sharing the revenue with the host. We have the hybrid option right here. The model allows the location to operate the charging station to customers with Blink coverage, the cost of equipment, operations, and administration, while charging a larger part of the revenue with the host. And then the host-owned, perfect for service locations. Host-owned is for those who want to be the owner and operator of the EV charging station. And subscription program provides the location an EV charging station with low upfront costs and all the control of ownership without any of the hassle. So we have the business model options. So obviously those are the four options we give you right there. And then, it shows you right here who is, the equipment ownership, who owns it. Is it Blink or is it the host? And then it shows you down here the charging revenues, whether it's the Blink, the host, or 100% host, etc., etc. So that is something that you can check on the website. So we have the competitive landscape. So right here we have some different things. So right here, if we take a look, Blink, ChargePoint, EVgo, Electrify America, Semi Connection, EV Connection, and Greenlots. So it shows you here manufacturer, hardware, network, own and operate, and then it shows you the product offering, number of stations, and the business model do they have. So all the competitors, and they compare it to each other. Just to see what they have compared to the competition. So Blink Energy Services, alternate energy solutions for our clients, alternative energy solutions for our clients and drivers, monetizing our locations by providing energy services to our partner locations and EV drivers through third-party providers, green energy services, LED lighting, solar, demand response storage. Combined with our EV charger services, we offer a complete package to our partners unmatched by anyone in the industry. So that is pretty much saying that they have so much to offer compared to the competition, obviously, and they're still growing. So strategic partnerships, obviously, they're partnered up with a bunch of different companies. So Google teams up with Blink, Hubject as well here. International expansions, we have Blink expands into Israel, Blink expands into Greece and Latin America. So they're, worldwide, they're going everywhere around the world. Public EV charging importance, obviously, it is very important. Everybody wants to start moving towards that green EV. Everybody wants the electric vehicles, so we want to start moving to that green area, I guess you could say. And everybody believes that we should have these charging stations at a lot of important locations, and that way it'll be more widespread. So guys, now that we've reviewed pretty much their website and what they are, the key takeaways: Blink is a leader in the EV charging. We have registered members base of over 180,000 plus. We have deployed more than 23,000 EV charging stations throughout the US. Recent global expansion and new strategic partners are enabling access to an even larger customer base. Our smart, connected charging stations attract all drivers by supporting every type of EV, including most of the Tesla ones. Future-proof design with the highest rated power output for a network level 2 charging station. Flexible business modules tailored to each owner and franchise. EV drivers living in the multifamily dwelling and apartments rely on public charging. And then by 2030, the U.S. is estimated to need 13 million charging stations. So, they only have about 23,000 of them right now. And if they're going to be needing 13 million of them by 2030 in the next 10 years, that just shows you that Blink and all these other, charging companies, they have a lot of room to grow. We're going to need a lot of these stations across the United States. Another thing to look at right here is obviously their financial information. So if you guys are interested, that is all on their website where you can look at all their stuff. You can see their total assets, you can see their total, current assets, their liabilities, their profits, and everything that you see for the previous quarters. Now, guys, that we've come to the end of the video, my take on Blink. What do I think? Do I think that Blink is a good buying opportunity even after running up about 48% today and over 100 or 200% in the past few weeks? Yes, in my personal opinion, I think that Blink is definitely a good buying opportunity right now. And I personally will be buying even more to my portfolio as I think that this one has a very bright future as long as everything continues to go the way it is, especially now with having Biden as the president. He is pushing for the green energy, so that is something that is going to help these stocks, especially in this field. So obviously, yes, I think that Blink is definitely a buy right now, even at this 33, 35 price range. That is obviously my personal opinion. Obviously, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content. Leave a comment below what EV stocks you own, what charging companies do you own, what do you think about them, do you think they're overpriced or not? And also, as always, I'm not a financial advisor, so if you guys are interested in investing in any of the stocks we mentioned, obviously do your own research, talk to a financial advisor, do not invest based off anybody else's opinion, do your own research, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys next time. Goodbye.